Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Educational Currency Podcast. I'm Chris Kaladikis from Maximum Education.
I'm Robert Namoski from the Coaching College and Ultimate Jiu-Jitsu, and we are very excited today to have a special guest on, Mr. Marko.
Hello. Hey, gents.
Hey, how you going?
I'm in the middle, center of attention.
Man, you're in for a grilling now.
Yeah.
Because we're a hot topic of nutrition.
Yeah.
And look, basically, Marko, I've heard a lot about you from Rob.
Yeah.
And he goes, when it comes to nutrition, you're the man.
I'll borrow the title for the podcast, but yeah.
Well, he advises us.
Yeah.
And it's working.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. But look,
Keeps this.
yeah, look, just to start off with, tell us a bit about yourself.
Where do I begin? So I wasn't originally a nutritionist. I actually started when I finished high school, let's go back a step. In high school, 11 and 12, I did all humanities, no science. So it was economics, ancient history, modern history, advanced English, language.
No maths?
No math.
Oh.
No maths, really?
Can we just stop it now?
No math. And then I left high school and for some reason, I don't know who it was, probably my dad, convinced me to study something in finance and international studies. So I did that and I lasted 3 weeks. And I was like, this is terrible. Not my wheelhouse, but I was always very passionate about sport. So martial arts was a big part of my life. That's how I met Rob. And I thought, what can I do that's somewhat complementary to that? And I then enrolled into nutrition, failed first year chemistry, failed second year organic chemistry because I had no science background.
Yeah.
So did both of those again in the summer and did a Bachelor of Science in Nutrition. So fell in love with it. I went to University of Wollongong. So I would, on the way to uni, listen to podcasts about nutrition. On the way home from uni, listen to podcasts about nutrition. I worked at GNC, which is a general nutrition company, which is a big corporation in the States. It's no longer in Australia. All around nutrition, and basically just spent my whole career in the health space. From just super passionate about it. So,
That's amazing. You had a lot of perseverance in that story. Like there was a lot of ups and downs in your journey.
yeah, it was challenging.
Yeah.
I wasn't I didn't get the chemistry easily. Biochem I really liked.
Yeah.
Chem was difficult for the first couple of years.
Yeah. Okay, it's above my head too. Like I'm not good with chem. How about yourself, Rob?
I did it in high school. We didn't have a teacher. So
They are hard to find.
No, we didn't have a teacher, and then so my assessments weren't going well, and that's how I ended up in Bondi Junction. Found a tutor, and then I managed to go. Okay, we did well with the HSC, but it just requires effort, like anything else in life. Once, especially, and you're a good testament to that. You know, a person with no STEM background at all has a passion. You'll find a way to learn.
You'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of passion, like with anything, if you're passionate about it, you get through the hard times.
Yeah.
You know?
You can learn. You can learn. You do not have to be good at a subject to actually put your mind to it and go, you know what? I need to know this information for my future. You know, this is what I need to know. I need to know the chemistry because on the bigger picture, it's the nutrition I want to understand. But you were quite the athlete as well, I heard.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
It was, I mean, again, I was always picking, like my life was how much am I dedicating to study? How much am I dedicating to sports? And at a time I wanted to do that professionally. So I was always
just to put it into perspective, he's 17 years old. I tie a blue belt around his waist and I go, do me a favor, just go and eat a Big Mac.
I was counting my almonds, literally, counting my almonds.
You were fit,
packed meals. Yeah, I was obsessed.
Yeah.
I was always obsessed with it.
No, which paved the way for your future. And like I said, at that age, to actually have that passion and then turn it into a career, and actually seeing you turn it now as a young entrepreneur as well. Well done, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
clearly health has been this foundation of your journey.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the most important is an overarching statement. I think, but it is like there's a really good quote. I don't know who wrote it, but I keep seeing it everywhere. It's everything else is important until you get sick, and then nothing else is important. So prevention is really the way. Like our entire system and our framework of health is reactive.
Yeah.
Like the way we think about it is, I don't get treatment until I'm sick.
Yeah.
But what if you started earlier? You know, like cancer has a 10-year latency period. So you've got 10 years where you are doing something to either contribute to the cancer or doing something to not contribute. Like you have choices to make. And what you eat today, what you do tonight, the way you wake up in the morning, all of that affects, all those little micro decisions add up.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just a compounding effect.
And
So it's so important, and it's actually not that difficult. Like it's the upside of good nutrition, taking some supplementation, doing exercise is huge, and there's no negative side effects.
yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, that's it, Look, it's true. Like you said, it's just so foundational. But it's scary to think of it like that too, that, what I'm doing right now, I'm not going to see it now, but I could see it in 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
wow. And hopefully it's good what I'm doing now. Yeah.
And you have to eat anyway, right?
Yeah, have to, yeah.
So you may as well make better decisions.
Yeah. And hopefully that's what we can find out a bit about from you today,
It's I think it's education. I don't think it's more effort. Like there is some aspect of discipline and routine to it, but if people knew, they would make better decisions.
Yeah.
So if you knew how eating this versus eating that affected you, if you're a reasonable adult who cares about your well-being,
Yeah.
you would probably make the better decision.
Yeah.
But even reasonable adults, like I've seen it now work, because me and you are just surrounded by people that are predominantly fit.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, you kind of lose track of the real world.
You do.
So when you step into the actual real world and say working at the first school I was at, you can see, okay, this teacher had a scare, like a teacher that I'm good friends with. He came third in running with the whole school. I go, well, he's a professional runner. What did he do? Oh, no, at 30 years old, he was really overweight. And then he had a heart scare.
Yeah.
And because of the heart scare, I mean, the man's in his mid-50s now and probably runs 5Ks in under 20 minutes.
He's extremely fit, yeah.
Extremely fit. But that scare got him really fit.
Yeah.
So from your experiences, what would you say, is it a medical thing that scares people into improving their nutrition, or is it something else? What would you say?
It's so funny that you mentioned this, because we've spent the last few weeks building out this system about how do we segment different target audiences and what are they, and it's not by age or gender or illness. It's actually psychographic. So some people are optimizers. Some people are more risk averse, some are less risk averse. Right. And some people want to get ahead of their health sooner, and they just want to optimize. Like, I want to know, I'll do all the tests, I'll take all the supplements. I just want to know. I want to get better and better and better.
Yeah.
And then others are not like that. And unfortunately, the most motivated people are also the ones who are the most sick.
Yeah, really?
Well, because you're sick now.
Yeah.
You've had a heart scare. Your motivation is super high. So now you're like, this is scared the crap out of me and I need to do something. And now you're the most motivated to
So it's almost a blessing, that sickness in some cases.
if you get past it.
Yeah.
If you get past it.
Wow.
So unfortunately, a lot of people wait until it's too late. But there's symptoms, there's signs along the way. It didn't just happen overnight. You didn't wake up diabetic.
Yeah.
You didn't wake up with heart disease. It develops over time.
Yeah.
You just have to pick it early enough.
So
Right.
Or you have to have a good practitioner and a doctor that
It keeps
picks
you
it up.
ahead of it, or
Yeah.
knows that it's in
Correct.
your genetics,
Yeah.
and then helps you manage it that way. Yeah.
So what's one thing one contributing factor that gets people there that you could change? What would you wish?
there's a
Make
couple
a
of
wish
ways.
list?
Yeah.
Just a magic wand and go, if only this could happen, things will
if
be
you could see your future. and actually with the technology that's coming out and the testing, you can see your future. You can see, based on your genetics and your biomarkers, what potentially might happen over the next X amount of years or whatever, and what you're prone to and what diseases you should be aware of. And I think it's education. And there are two ways to do it. One, you can scare your patient and say, hey, if you don't make a change, the probability is that this is going to happen. Or you can do it from a more positive place. It depends on what's required and how do they respond.
It's actually really interesting you said that, because it's a bit on a different tangent, but my father, he used to be a smoker. And it wasn't until his GP said to him, if you don't stop smoking, you're not going to see any grandkids. That was the motivation he needed.
Yeah.
The scare, nothing else. He was seeing on the news articles and knew on the data, but just that idea that he'd never get to meet. He did quit and he did get to meet all his grandchildren. Well done, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay. But sometimes you need just a bit of fear almost to get you on track, or just to avert those habits that could be, against your health.
Yeah. There's a potential of how much better you could feel. And sometimes that really motivates people. And then there's the fear of what could possibly happen, and it depends on the person.
Yeah. Some people it's fear, some people it's just positivity
Correct.
and just better quality of life.
Yeah. Usually the health conscious people like yourself who are already doing, you're looking to feel better.
Yeah,
So
ours is to, you feel the age kick in.
Yeah.
Now, even though people look at you and go, oh yeah, you're fit, you're strong. No, it wasn't like when I was 30. You know, it doesn't matter how fit, how strong you are, you know, your body's very different at 25 and 30. And then you realize at 40 where you go, oh, okay, you're still in there.
Yeah.
But then you hit 50. Now you may perform, you know, to the general public, look and move quite well, but it's not like when you were 40 and 30.
Difference is you're testing your body physically.
Yeah.
Most people don't.
But this is where I'm saying for a person who I'd like to think I'm aging well.
Yeah.
Where, okay, now your time is going to win. There's no beating time. And people can turn around and say, oh, my biological clock is 30 years old. Doesn't mean I'm going to live another 60 years. That's the reality of it. But at this point in time, I'd like to think as a 51-year-old man, you know, I'm kind of doing everything right to hold the muscle, which gives me that quality of life, where, you know, someone like yourself in the prime of life comes in and we can have a sparring session.
Yeah.
You know, we can have a laugh after. I can move around with my kids. I can chase my kid down, lift him up in the air, et cetera, et cetera. But then more than that, my kids see what they need to become like.
Yeah.
So this really becomes the pressure where as a parent, well, look at your child and then realize, okay, they are looking at you more than anything as teachers or professionals in industry can possibly teach or tell them. That subtle action of you may be, I don't know, drinking 3 beers as you relax on the couch. Your children are watching.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, you not exercising, you know, getting yourself a bit overweight. Well, look in the mirror. Do you want your children to be like that? And this is where, you know, as a parent, that should be a good scare.
Yeah.
But from your experience, like I said again, in terms of nutrition, what is the worst possible thing you can eat? Like something where you just go, this shouldn't even be on the shelf. It's poison.
I think it's these days very obvious. People are eating way too much sugar. Like so we many of our patients keep journals inside of our portals and we can see. So I'll go in there and I'll review a journal entry and breakfast will be 7 biscuits.
Whoa.
And something else, you know, a piece of fruit.
Yeah.
Like that's 48 grams of sugar to start the day, you know, and that's every day. And then so many people just consume far too much sugar. Like it's beyond, and not that sugar on its own is completely unhealthy, but where is your protein coming from? So in nutrition, there are 2 ways to classify nutrients. There is non-essential, which means we can make it inside of our body from other things. So sugar, blood glucose, you can manufacture that. It's called gluconeogenesis, gluconeogenesis creation. We tap into our muscle fibers, we break down the amino acids, we create sugar, right?
Yes.
And then there's essential, which means we can't create it. We have to get it from food. There's no other way we get energy, by the way. We don't breathe it. We haven't evolved to the point where we don't need nutrition. So we have to eat. And so protein is essential.
Yeah.
You can't get it. You can't create it. You have to eat it.
Yeah.
There are essential fats like omega-3 fatty acids that you can't create that are crucial for brain development, especially in babies. If you're a pregnant mom, omega-3 fatty acids, super crucial.
Yeah.
So we care a lot when we have an infant and we have a pregnant mom. And then as we age, we go, oh, it's not as important anymore. Why not?
Yeah.
What happened? Did you change species? Like you're still human. you still have nutritional requirements. They just change over time.
Wow.
But we just stop focus. So sugar, I would say, is overeating sugar, not eating enough protein.
Yeah.
So what, just for our general audience and a layman like myself, what is the danger of too much sugar? Like, why is it bad?
There's without oversimplifying it, there are 2 things that drive disease development: inflammation and insulin resistance. So when you're putting so much pressure on your body to make use of this sugar, there's only so many things it can do with it.
Yeah.
One is it provides energy for your brain. It provides energy for your body. But unless you're a marathon runner and there's only so much places you can put the sugar. So then he goes, okay, well, what else can I do with it? Well, I can store it as fat or I can, and then to do that, he has to mount this insulin response, and then insulin is a transporter. So he increases insulin, transports it to other cells, and there's only so much of that you can actually do. There's like a limit. And so people become insulin resistant or diabetic. Wow. And it happens over time. So you don't just become diabetic. There's insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, all these stages, and then all of a sudden now you're diabetic. Right. And so you go through these ups and downs with your mood, your blood sugar level rises and then it drops. You feed things like, there's a lot of evidence to show that tumor cells and hypergrowth in your,
Tumor cells?
Yeah, sugar, glucose.
Oh, wow.
How do you fuel the growth of something? You give it sugar.
Yeah.
If you're growing, have you seen how kombucha is made? Fermentation?
Yeah.
What do you pour in it to make it grow? Tea and sugar.
Tea and sugar, okay.
So all these like overgrowths of bacteria and candida and fungi, they grow on glucose.
Wow, that's interesting. So an abundance of sugar is literally toxic, is what you're saying.
Overabundance, yeah.
Overabundance, yeah.
Like it's feeding the wrong type of growth.
So what would be an overabundant daily intake of? What would be the ideal intake of sugar per day, just to keep, like you said, the brain?
So the way to think about it is, don't focus on not eating sugar, because if you undereat protein and fat, you're going to overeat sugar, right? Because your blood sugar level. What are you going to eat? You have to eat something.
Yeah.
So if you hit your protein and fat requirement and your fiber intake and all those other things, you won't crave as much sugar. So the way to think about it is the recommended amount of protein is about 1.5 grams per kilo of lean mass. So if you're 100 kilos and you're 20% body fat, that's 80 kilos
of lean
mass times 1.5 or times 2 if you're an athlete, right? You're looking at 130 to 160 grams of protein a day. If you hit that, it's very unlikely that you're going to overeat. Because it's not actually easy. That's like eating 4 rump steaks.
Okay, so once you increase your protein, your sugar cravings,
will drop.
Do they drop or you?
They will drop. Ideally, you feel more satiated and they drop. So if you look at take Ozempic, for example. It's
very hot topic right now.
What is that?
So Ozempic is what's called a GLP-1 agonist. So a glucagon-like peptide. So what it does, and we make this hormone ourselves, but what they've done with Ozempic is just synthesized it and given you more of it. And what it does is it keeps food in your stomach for longer. Therefore, you have this signal to the brain that says, we have enough food, I'm satiated. It's a satiety drug.
So that's all it is. It's just a signal.
That's
nothing more than a signal to the brain.
Nothing more than a signal to the brain. And so you don't overeat.
Okay.
And actually really interesting, people stop drinking alcohol too.
Wow.
It's actually positive.
It's very positive.
What's the negative part?
The negative is that it has some side effects because you're keeping food in the stomach for longer. So it has more time to ferment. If you overeat, if you're not doing... Actually, the biggest negative effect is people lose muscle. Because they're not eating enough protein. Because all they do is take the Ozempic and not make any other lifestyle changes. And then instead of eating 7 biscuits, they eat 2.
They're still not replacing.
They lose weight, but they also lose muscle.
That's dangerous, isn't it?
That's dangerous. So I think it's actually an extremely helpful drug for people that need it if it's done correctly with supervision and a good practitioner. If you do it on your own and you just do it to lose weight, then you're not getting the point. It's there to teach you behavioral change. But if you're eating protein and fiber, then you have the same effect. You feel more satiated. Therefore, you don't overeat calories. There was a study done, I think it was at the University of Sydney or UTS a couple of years ago on protein malnourishment. So the subjects who ate 30 grams or more of protein with breakfast ate 20% less calories throughout the day than people who didn't.
So what would, in terms of, say, I'm guessing eggs, how many is that?
So an egg will have 6 grams of protein.
So do the maths.
So 4 eggs.
You're the mathematician, right?
Just teasing.
Yeah, 4 eggs. 4 eggs, 24 grams of protein plus a piece of sourdough, maybe some avocado, maybe you're looking at a whole...
5 eggs.
It's not an egg. Egg's not enough.
It's a yummy breakfast, what you just mentioned. It's a nice big breakfast.
It's a nice big breakfast.
5, 6 eggs. You're good to go.
Yeah. For most people, we say 30 grams of protein within an hour of waking up. Like and a lot of people don't eat breakfast because they don't feel hungry. They have a coffee.
Or just the getting to work, the whole
Many
morning routine.
many of our female clients, I say, tell me what you ate today. They go, well, this morning I had a coffee. And I go, that's not food. So I have to go, but it's we many people don't eat breakfast, and it's there are ways to fast and do it well, but most people can't get away with it.
Yeah.
So as teachers, this is very important because we got to be at school by 8:30.
Yeah. But every industry really.
Line up at the coffee line up at the coffee shop at the coffee machine at school.
Yeah.
And you're quickly whacking down a coffee, running to roll call.
Yeah.
So by the time you actually eat, could be recess.
Yeah.
Or even worse, you're having a coffee with 2-3 sugars in it.
Yeah. And then you keep knocking.
And then your sugar levels spike, and then they drop, and you become hypoglycemic.
Yeah.
And then you're like stressed because now cortisol is releasing to find glucose. Like it's not.
So if you do eat the sugar in the morning, does it drive
It's worse
more?
than not eating at all.
So does it drive more sugar cravings, or how does it work?
Yeah. So imagine. So when you have sugar on its own without any other nutrient attached to it. So I always say to people, you should eat complex meals. So I want protein, fat, carbohydrates, all in the meal. I don't want to isolate one of those things and just eat that. So if you just take sugar and you just have that, like, has anyone done a glucose tolerance test? Have you ever done one? So So my wife is about to do one pregnancy. They recommend doing it. The way it works is you drink a whole bunch of sugar, like a Gatorade, but it's actually a glucose liquid. And then they do a blood test immediately after, and then they do one an hour after, and then they do one 2 hours after. So an hour after, some people's blood sugar levels and insulin levels are fine. And then an hour after, they're diabetic. And 2 hours after, they're even more diabetic. So it's a delayed response. It doesn't happen instantly. So if you have 3 spoons of sugar with your coffee, 15 grams of sugar with nothing else, you've had this big sugar spike. So now insulin has to take that sugar somewhere. And then usually what happens is you have an overreactive response. It's called reactive hypoglycemia. So you drop below baseline. And then people get shaky, they get anxious, they feel lightheaded, and they need something. They're like, I'm hungry, I need to eat something. And you're not hungry, it's just you need sugar.
You need more
and so
sugar.
now at 10 o'clock, they're having more sugar. They have the muffin, they have the morning tea.
And then
they have
school
the
comes
biscuit.
along, recess, and they provide croissants and everything else.
So everything's sugar.
Everything sugar. Yeah, I was.
So at what point are you getting nutrition?
Yeah. You're missing it.
Yeah, we got to be careful with that at the school. I remember with us, for example, when they catered for recess.
Yeah.
And I was speaking. We're just having a conversation with Steve.
Yeah.
And he went, "You're not touching any of this." And I went, "I don't know, what's there to touch?"
Yeah.
It's not food.
And he straight away went, "Oh, so you nutritionally, you know your nutrition."
Yeah.
But as teachers, maybe the principal can change that.
Yeah.
When you roll out croissants, muffins, and the croissants have little sandwiches in there.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. Like, what damage are you doing to stuff? And
absolutely.
now what you said seems to be even more scary, because if you've missed breakfast and say the first meal you're having recess is that. So at what point do you crash 2 hours later?
Yeah.
I mean, how are you teaching at 2 o'clock your last lesson?
Yeah.
Well, from a purely we're a health company. We have 12 staff. We have fruit bowls and supplements and L-theanines and magnesiums, and that's our office. Because we want the staff performing.
Yeah.
If what's your mental acuity like if you don't have good nutrition? Brain fog, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I need coffee, I'm irritated, I'm anxious. Well, then you're underperforming.
Yeah.
You're just running on habit. You're just repeating the same stuff. But if I gave you a complex problem to solve, you couldn't do it.
No. You're not giving yourself the right fuel to do it.
Yeah.
I was going to say the work lunch ain't that bad. He did try to add in a few of the healthy stuff. There's fruit in there. Okay, there is some healthy stuff there.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. But I was going to ask you too, because we've mentioned the coffee a few times, and sometimes on caffeine, there's a bit of mixed understanding there.
Yeah.
What's your view on the caffeine side of coffee?
I love coffee. Like
Keeps me going too, man.
I drink a lot of coffee. I drink it black.
Yeah,
To be fair,
the milk's often
I
the
don't
bad
drink
part.
milks and whatever. Like, everyone has a different tolerance. It's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah.
But, there is something to be, like, some people have different genetics with how they clear stimulants. Some clear it slower than others. And so you want to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
But generally, if you're having a couple of black coffees a day, it's fine.
The two would be safe. 2, 3, depending your hours.
Depending on your hours.
Yeah.
As long as you can sleep, you'll know, because if you can still sleep at night, you're okay. If you're finding it hard to fall asleep and wind down, then maybe cut back on the coffee or cut back on the time that you have it.
Yeah, that's actually what I've had in my practice. Yeah, in the morning
or something like that, and then have green tea in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, that's it. Morning and afternoon, but then after 4, I can't have it, or it will impact my sleep there. The other thing I wanted to jump back in on too was the Ozempic discussion. What people who come off Ozempic, what's usually the response there? Does the body bounce back?
It depends. It depends what they do while they're on it.
Yeah.
So if you use it as a tool to make habit and lifestyle changes, then you can come off and maintain the weight loss.
Yeah.
If you do nothing else but Ozempic, you're going to put the weight back on.
Yeah. Okay, so really,
that gets more dangerous because then you've stripped muscle.
Because now you've stripped muscle. Now your metabolic rates lowered even more because you have no muscle. So now
you're putting the same back on.
Correct.
Oh wow, that's
and
that's a recipe
and as
for
you
disaster.
age, most people, well, all of us actually lose muscle as we age. Sarcopenia. So muscle is like an insurance policy. It actually keeps you very healthy as you age.
Yeah.
So you want to build as much of it as you can while you can, and keep it. Like, past a certain age, like past 40, you're no longer building muscle. It's maintaining.
Just holding it.
You're just maintaining it.
Noticed.
That actually scares me, right? Because I'm 41 now. And so the idea is if I'm losing muscle now, I'm never going to get it back.
No, you can get it back. It's going to take a tremendous amount of effort. It's massive effort.
Yeah.
Like,
but I do feel sorer now. Like,
I listened to something the other day, and it's like, you'll go to the gym tomorrow and the next day and the day after for the next 3 months, and nothing will change.
Yeah.
You look in the mirror and nothing changes.
Yeah.
But then one day, it all changes. You can't pick the day. You can't predict when it's going to be, but it's an accumulation of every day going to the gym, 20, 30 minutes, and eventually in a year's time, 18 months' time, you're like, oh, crap. I have this muscle.
Yeah,
like
you notice it in the clothes.
You notice it in the clothes. You notice it in the way that you
waistline.
feel. Like everything changes.
So it's not never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. I could start training at 40 and start training at 50.
No, you should start
I do train.
Actually, a teacher did that in his 60s.
Yeah. I think I know who you're referring to. Yeah.
Yeah,
and he does look very good.
He turned around and went, I can have a chat to you about something. I go, yeah. How much protein do you eat? I go, look, I do about 8 eggs for breakfast. I try and get the high protein in for breakfast, and then I'm looking at, some sort of, whatever's left over from dinner. Like you said, it's a different sort of meal. Okay, no problem. I went, okay, why are you asking? I started a weights routine. I've got a personal trainer teaching me how to lift weights.
So
now
good.
I'm lifting now I'm lifting and I'm eating right. He actually said, I can do stuff that I couldn't do in my 40s.
Yeah.
You actually started this when you were 60 years old. He goes, yeah, great.
Amazing, yeah.
I've got the energy. My grips are really strong, etc.
It's also neuroprotective.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's good for your brain.
Yeah, so long run.
Alzheimer's, dementia,
Wow.
like it's mind-muscle connection is really important. You're learning new neural patterns.
Yeah. And I've even heard it, just as you get older, it's a protector almost. Like what usually gets people later in life, you have that fall, you break a hip.
Correct.
And then there's your decline.
Yeah.
And so it can help protect against that too. What about on, like obviously we're all males here. What about on the female side? What are some things they've got to look out for as they go through the changes? I'm worried about me myself at 40. What about a female at the age of 40? What should she be thinking of?
Menopause is huge.
Yeah.
Like it's a massive change for again, we have
Can't
many
be that tough. My wife makes it right.
we have many similarities and the principles stay the same. The protein intake, the fat intake, the lower sugar, all of that. Hormonally, we're a little bit different. Men can get away with, I know these days it's a hot topic, but more physical stress. Like you can get away with putting your, but this is why special forces units are male. This is, you can send them out with no food for 12 days and they'll survive and you can put them under immense amount of stress and they'll bounce back. There's a little bit more resilience there. The stress that women go through when they're malnourished is worse, right? Like you can fast for 12 hours and feel okay. Sometimes depending on where a woman is in her menstrual cycle, probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
So their hormones are changing. Whereas for a male, they're quite consistent. Their testosterone drops over time, but it does so very slowly. For females, it's 2 weeks of the month I feel amazing, and then I don't feel so good, and then I go through my menstrual, and then it's this. So you have to. The treatment has to be different.
Yeah.
You have to be very mindful of that. It's not the same. And then menopause is a huge change.
Of course.
They go through puberty, and then women will generally many of them will have pregnancies and they have to recover from the pregnancy because it's a massive, and many of them
transformation,
don't, right? Nutritionally, they don't.
Yeah.
And then now they go through menopause.
Yeah.
And so it's just a constant battle.
Yeah.
And most women are undertreated, not supported enough, and don't have access to proper care.
Yeah. And actually, one of the things that I hear too, because we've been mentioning protein a lot and how important it is for our diets, but it's almost that message isn't conveyed enough to females. You know, especially with all that change you said their body's going through. There's kind of a conception like if a female takes protein shakes, she'll look all jacked. But no, that's not the truth, is it?
It's getting a bit better, actually.
Yeah, I hope so.
The culture's changing. We were just talking about this. Like back in the early 2000s, it was cool to be chic and skinny, and that's what.
Tight jeans.
No one trained. No females I knew trained.
No, you had that, we call it that Eastern Bloc skinny look.
Yeah.
You know, cigarette, skinny, you know, little skinny arms, this, that. You look good you look like a coat hanger in a dress.
Cocaine and kale.
Cocaine and kale,
yeah. And then now though, I've never seen, like, I'll go to a gym and it's 80% females.
Yeah, it's good.
And they're squatting and they're lifting and it's so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. So it is changing.
Yeah.
And like protein brands just for women. Like, oh, great. When is that a thing?
So
it's changing.
What's your take on, say, taking protein, whey protein, compared to, say, an egg?
It's just a nutrition supplement. Like if you're not able to eat eggs and a smoothie works for you, have the smoothie. It's just food.
Is the whole protein though better than obviously?
It's better for satiety.
Yeah,
so
okay.
The chewing and eating process generally will keep you fuller for longer.
Okay, so
drinking it like if we're trying to get a patient to reduce their calories, we don't let them drink calories.
Yeah,
it's so much easier to get more calories in drinking. If we want them to increase in nutrition, then we incorporate more smoothies because it's easy. Like to get you to eat 500 calories, you've got to eat a steak and some potato. And if you're not hungry, if you don't have an appetite, it's hard. But I can sneak it in with a smoothie.
Yeah.
I can make it really dense.
Wow.
I can put in a teaspoon of MCT oil and peanut butter and protein and chocolate and whatever. Make it taste amazing. A bit of ice cream even.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you've got 800 calories in that much volume.
Yeah, which is funny because you can look at that in two sides too, because if someone's managing their own diet, they think I'm having this shake, oh, it's healthy. There could be quite a lot of calories in there, even if you're just buying a drink.
Yeah.
You're not often seeing it.
There's the quality of the food you're eating and then the quantity.
Yeah.
So two really, you got to be mindful of both.
Yeah, but a cup of this and a cup of that could be completely different.
When I started training like an athlete, I kept eating like one.
You still managed to
put on 8 kilos. I mean, what happened here? I'm eating healthy, but I was eating a much the same volume of food.
Yeah.
So I'm eating healthy, but I've still got to manage how much I eat.
Yeah. You often see that with the athletic swimmers. Yeah. They finish their swimming career and they tank on the weight.
I think soccer players and boxers are the worst.
Yeah.
Are the worst culprits for that.
Maradona.
Yeah, you look at them and go, that's him, but what happened in 5 years?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, nutrition is the backbone of you.
Yeah.
You are what you eat. Like I know it's said so much that it almost doesn't sound real, but you really are.
Yeah.
Your cells are made of the nutrition that you put in your mouth.
Yeah.
Your hair is made of amino acids and protein. Your nails, your skin, all of it is nutrition.
Does any foods help against hair loss?
It won't help against hair loss.
No.
You're great with the hair.
No. Come on, man. We're fighting a battle up here. Okay, let's point it away from the camera.
How old are you now?
41.
40. This is why jiu-jitsu keeps your hair. Ultimate jiu-jitsu. Look.
That's good. All right. So we're still working on that one. Okay.
We're working on that
There's
one.
no help
Not
there.
41. It's fantastic.
You don't need hair if you're muscly and healthy, though.
Yeah, true.
Jeff Bezos. He doesn't care about
$1 They don't need hair there.
He could have fixed it, but I'm sure he could have afforded it.
The Rock, Vin Diesel.
Yeah. No, that's true. Oh, well, then let's look at the working week, okay, and people getting to work and all that. Like, there's obviously many challenges within the working week. You've already mentioned breakfast and the importance of having a rich breakfast high in protein. Time is a factor.
Yeah.
So then let's not just focus on breakfast, but okay, how can I make smart choices when I've got limited time? Like meal prep, part of that. Like what way could I set up a week?
I've got 3 jobs, 3 kids, 2 mortgages.
When do you eat?
I think that's just weakness and soft.
How do you get energy?
Hey, look, he's laying it out for you in a very, very scientific way.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you the meathead's way.
Okay.
Meat
Very, very
potatoes, yeah.
simple. There's 24 hours in the day. You're going to sit and eat crap.
Yeah.
Like he said, just change what you're eating.
You're going to eat anyway.
There's no one that says, I don't have time to eat. You're eating. So even if at that point when you eat, let's say you're having a coffee and the first meal you have will be at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Make it high in protein.
Yeah. Make up for the protein you didn't eat at breakfast.
So how do you do that? So what can I have for lunch? Do I need to prepare it the night before? Like, how do I do that?
Very, very simple. Okay. Tomorrow lunch, what am I going to do? Put some butter on, throw 4 or 5 eggs in there, wiggle it around, throw some white cheese in there on top, stick it in a container, take it to work. Throw it in the microwave, you're done.
Like, how long will eggs last in the fridge?
They last me 2 days.
What do you eat for lunch?
For me, usually lunch is dinner left over from the nights before.
Okay, good.
So it could be pasta and meatballs, could be schnitzel reheated, could be canteen food.
What do you have at the canteen that you have access to?
They're at our canteen.
It's fantastic. I worked at the school and the women, there's these, and they literally cook at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do make everything fresh, and obviously it's an all-boys school, and so they all eat. But many options, like there is like burger and chip options, calamari options. There's Caesar wrap. That'd be one of my options.
So all of that is a disaster.
Yeah.
Most of it,
Now, here's a good option straight away. You walk into the canteen. I went, great, no problem. Okay, give me 2 butter chickens. Sweet. So what I did then, the part where the meat was mixed with enough rice. So then I chucked the rest of the rice out. I grabbed the second butter chicken and did the same. So now I've got a perfect mixture of chicken and rice. And that cost $7, $14 for a meal that was super high in protein.
Yeah.
And now this is where I don't have time. People that, obviously I don't go as technical as he does, but okay, what do? I'm buying takeaway food. There's heaps of healthy takeaway food. Okay, go down to your local kebab store and go, okay, can I get 4 of those skewers, please? They look like chicken.
With tabbouleh on the side.
Yeah.
I prefer souvlaki, by the way.
Yeah. Souvlaki, Actually, souvlaki is my favorite because if I'm really hungry, 4 pieces of souvlaki on a stick, they cook it for you.
Yeah.
And if you can put it in a roll, put your salad in there, put your little bit of mayo in there, roll it up. Now, it may cost you $20. It won't be $8, but you've got a good, real chicken
Cheaper than
in
being
there.
sick.
Yeah.
And exactly what he's saying, you don't have time, but the food is there.
So you can make smart
You just need
fast food
you just need
choices.
to educate yourself so your eyes see, okay, that's high in protein. That's got a nice mixture of chicken and rice. I don't need to eat the rest of the rice. It's $7. I bought 2 of them.
You know what's the easiest thing that once I discovered it, I could never go back? A slow cooker.
Yeah. I've had it. And pressure cookers as well.
So what I do, slow cooker, go to the butcher, grab, I don't know, a leg of lamb or whatever, a chicken. This is how long the prep takes me because I don't meal prep. Can't do it. I don't know what my week's going to be like. I don't know where I'm going to be. I just don't. I do get some pre-made meals.
Yeah, I like those ones.
I get about 5 or 10 of them a week, and if I'm in an emergency, that's my
That's
meal.
good to know too, because I've seen them at Woolies too, and you can go through obviously the ones that bring to your home.
If it's an emergency, just grab a meal, right? But slow cooker is really good. They're $60.
Yeah.
You get a piece of meat, you put the meat in there, you season it, you put a little bit of broth, and you turn it on before you go to bed, and when you wake up, it's done.
Yeah.
And then you take that, you take a bit of salad, you put it in a container, you're done.
The house doesn't burn down, but does it?
No.
Because it's on for 8 hours.
So it's there's so many ways. It's just about being more mindful and making a priority. You have the time.
Yeah.
You either don't have the skill, or you don't know what you want to make, or you just haven't thought about it. So again, you're reactive.
Yeah.
You're going, I'm hungry, I need to eat now.
Yeah.
There's no food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should have thought about that yesterday. Like
Yeah.
you need it somewhere in your week on a Sunday. Just think, what am I going to eat this week?
Yeah. And really try to plan. Look, we do try to do that, like, because you've got to plan your groceries night, and we do try to say we're going to have dinners on this. I'm the unhealthy example in this scenario.
You're pretty healthy.
But we do try to.
We'll make big dinners and always have leftovers.
Yeah,
You know?
and we do, because we don't like wasting either.
Yeah.
I think one of the challenges is too, what we make, the kids have to want to eat too. And yes, you do want to give your kids healthy options too, but then you invest in making this nice meal. As we said, nutrition costs money, but then you just got this plate sitting in front of them, they're not eating it, and
they eat it.
You know, and that's a challenge for families too as well. You know, we're timesing every meal by 5.
Yeah, with my kids, of course, there's a bit of a kickback sometimes, but okay. Finish this, we get to watch TV. TV switches off. Oh, TV, finish your meal.
Yeah.
And you try and push it through into them. Sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's a battle. Okay, off to bed hungry. I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
There's your meal.
Yeah, that's right. The plate doesn't move, does it? It stays here, or it goes in the fridge to come out again later.
Yeah, but it's the habits you make as a family make or break you.
Yeah.
And I remember going to actually close families of mine going, okay, please, what do you think? They're talking about nutrition. Okay, I'll just have a look through your cupboard.
Yeah, cupboard.
Yeah.
I opened up the cupboard and I could not believe Nutella came this big.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where you buy that from, Costco or somewhere.
Yeah.
It was huge. And I said to them, where did you get this from? This is amazing. Like, I've only seen Nutella jars so big.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cheaper when you buy it this big. And I went, how's it cheaper?
Yeah, you look. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to do it all at once in one day, but you should start making. And the time thing. If you actually track your time throughout the day, you'd be shocked at how much time you waste.
Yeah.
On doing, I don't know, scrolling through your phone, watching Netflix, hours in a week.
Yeah.
You could learn a language if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like we have the time.
Yeah, I'm learning that. Don't worry, I'm learning the finding
Some of the busiest people I know are very healthy.
Yeah,
because they realize that in order to keep operating at that pace, they've got to be really healthy.
and that's where you almost bring yourself back to breakfast and what you said earlier.
Yeah.
You have a good breakfast and you operate completely different throughout the day, don't you?
Yeah,
that's it. I guess the other side of it too, and because we are in a cost of living crisis at the moment too. What's the best financial way of eating healthy? Would you have a recommendation there?
Whole foods aren't expensive.
Yep.
You know, health products are. So when you go to the packaged food aisle and you find a cereal that's repackaged with green instead of red and it says healthy and whatever, that's expensive.
Yeah.
But sweet potato, cheap.
Yeah.
You know,
you can.
Whole foods are not expensive.
Yeah. You just
and again, you have to eat anyway. You're gonna buy something. What are you going to buy?
I'll look for the specials. I drive past.
I look for specials,
20 rump steak reduced to $26.
Great.
You walk
Take
over
that,
there and they go, oh, but you have to buy 7 kilos of it. Can you cut it for me?
Yeah.
And they chop it for you.
Again, I used to work with a doctor who said, if you think health is expensive, try being sick.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, let's just say worst case scenario, you develop a chronic disease, you can't work anymore, you're working reduced hours. How much is that costing you?
Yeah.
You know, so it's negligible. The cost in food is not that much more.
Yeah.
It's really not. You know,
brings that point of preventativeness.
What you do is you don't spend more money. You just what's the word I'm looking for? You reallocate the money that you're already spending on other things like smoking, alcohol, you know, all the things you don't need to be spending on that isn't helping your health. You reallocate it towards your health. It's just a reprioritization.
Yeah.
It's really not that much more.
Yeah. The one thing I actually do want to ask you personally, because I do eat it, what's your view on granola?
Well, he can't have it, but like
I know that's different. But is it a good breakfast?
Gluten.
Again, it's
sugar and satiety.
Predominantly sugar.
Yeah, but it does fill you up.
You can make a really nice homemade one with not as much sugar.
Yeah.
You know, if you have some Greek yogurt, some fruit, a little bit of granola, you're having some protein. You're having just manage it.
Isn't it just a topping on things?
Yeah. Don't do a whole
topping,
cup of it.
Yeah, we don't do a whole cup. We probably do about maybe a quarter to half a cup,
fine,
and then put in like fruit and nuts with it.
Yeah,
and then we do it that way, and we find that gives us a good start. But obviously through our conversation, being very conscious of the amount of sugar, you know, and how that affects you throughout the day as well.
Be conscious of how much protein. Are you getting enough protein?
Yeah, I like to think I am.
Measure it.
Throw some whey protein with your granola.
Well, see, I'm having protein.
That'll be great.
And actually, that's what I want. I know whey is the best protein, but like other protein supplements, are they safe, or should I just stick to whey?
Whey is the most complete, but some people don't manage dairy well, so they go for a vegetarian alternative. But if you can tolerate whey, go with whey.
So whey's number one.
Yeah.
All right.
What about for kids?
Nutrition?
Whey protein.
Fine. Yeah. Get a good, one that doesn't have all these added flavorings, and like a good grass-fed. New Zealand has some good grass-fed whey. There's a good brand called 180 Protein. They're made here. 180 Superfood. Great. Like there's a lot of good brands out there. It's fine.
Yeah, so even with the kids, the granola.
But see, it's funny. People go, "Can I give my kids whey protein?" I'm like, you give them Nutella and cereal all the time.
Yeah,
like
and that's what you're afraid of.
What are you afraid of the whey protein?
Think of it.
It's good for our audience to hear that. You know? Like it's almost like it's like
you give them McDonald's all the time. You have no idea what's in it.
It was like some chemicals that were in there.
Yeah.
Actually, my mum had a funny story with that with the whey protein.
Yeah.
I think they were convinced that the community said, "Oh, your son's on steroids."
Yeah, you're going to get kidney disease throughout the whey protein.
She searched my room top to bottom, found my whey protein, crossed her arms, and simmered for a few hours till I got home.
It's just a cultural thing. Like,
and that's what I mean.
I have people where I go, I want you to take 4 capsules of magnesium, 3 fish oils, and 5 vitamin D capsules. And they go, wow, that's a lot. Are you sure I'm going to be okay? Like you had 12 tequilas last week. That's fine. You know, no one bats an eye.
Yeah.
Normal. Supplements, ooh.
Yeah, that's when that's stuff your body has.
And then your doctor will even tell you, oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Wow.
Like, that's what I should be concerned about? It's very strange. But we're getting better. I think everyone's more health conscious than ever before.
Yeah. Well, with what you just said about the perspective, obviously the parents' generation and protein, creatine's another one that's coming up now, and that used to have that same vibe. Yeah, that's the view now, isn't it? Creatine's really good for you.
It's always been good for you, and bodybuilders have always known that it's good for you. It's been around since the 90s. It's the most studied supplement there is. In fact, women going through menopause need more of it. People on GLP-1s like Ozempic need more of it.
Yeah.
Really good for cognitive function, really good for muscle mass. And most people don't eat enough red meat, so they don't get enough creatine. So it's actually really good.
Yeah, because it's just funny, because it's like you said, the bodybuilders back in the day, because that's what everyone would think, oh, the bodybuilders must be like steroids, and, protein got put in that category, and so did obviously then creatine. And it's funny, even what you said about the flavors of protein too, the old saying was, the worse it tastes, probably the better it is for you. Is that still true?
Yeah, less flavorings is nice, less artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? When you improve your diet, your palate changes.
Yeah.
So when you cut out the sugar, you realize how sweet things are. You eat them again and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's so sweet, because you change, like your palate changes over time.
Yeah.
So you don't want it anymore. Like it's sickening.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
to me, all cakes taste the same.
Yeah.
Vanilla, caramel, I'm like, it's just sweet.
Yeah.
It tastes the same.
Wow, just like sugar.
Just sugar.
Yeah.
You know? So when you start eating real food, you realize like, there's food and then there's food-like products, and they're not the same thing.
Yeah, that's what they say about fast food too. It's not food, it's food product, a lot of it.
Yeah, like a lot of packaged food, they're food engineered in a lab specifically to make them more hyper-palatable so you can eat more of them.
That's scary.
It's true.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like everyone watching, Google it.
Yeah.
How do they make peanut butter cups? There's a perfect ratio of sweet and salt made by food engineers. There's a whole food engineering team in Kellogg's.
Yeah.
They're not there to make you healthier.
No.
They're there to make the food safe so that you don't die when you eat it, but also so you eat more of it.
And there's like no nutritional value.
There's some, but the downside's much worse than whatever you're getting. You might get like 2 grams of protein or something, but at what expense?
Yeah. And it's so scary like that too, because sometimes you can have foods that appear as the same product, but they're not. One has nutrition and one doesn't. Like my wife's got this app, and it's a special app, but it gives you a star rating on it. And like, even if she's just looking at cereals, I know many cereals are bad because they are so high in sugar, but being able to distinguish, because I guess the first thing you look at on a cereal product is usually the star ratings.
Who makes the star ratings for cereals?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know, but that's the only guidance going for it.
Who funds them?
Government, Australian government?
Coca-Cola, Nestle, Kellogg's.
Really? See, that's the thing. See, that is my primary idea of
have a look. Go on it. Dietetics Association in Australia. Who's the main sponsors?
So you should not be looking at them.
I don't eat cereal.
But that's what she stopped looking at that. And that's what I said. She got this app, and I think we are making better choices now. I don't know the name of the app. I don't have it on my phone. But that's what she's got. But she'd look at a product that I thought was healthy, like nut bars and things like that. And still, a lot of them are bad. But then there's one peanut butter bar that's good for you that it says. And that's what I mean. Like, you can't tell.
Like, I think 80% of your diet should be comprised of whole foods that you combine and cook.
Yeah.
And then you can get away with having a bit of cereal and nut bars and whatever here. But that shouldn't be the staple.
Yeah.
That should be a add-on snack. When I
and
feel
that's
like
what we
it.
do try to think of it as the
It's-
snack and all
but many
that.
people rely on it.
Yeah.
Many people, up and go is breakfast for them.
Yeah, I've been through that phase myself. When I was younger, up and go in the morning in the car after work.
Yeah. And it's because we're more time poor. We don't prioritize it, and we've also lost the skills to cook. Many of us can't put a meal together.
Yeah. That is true. I love the fact
meal.
that I'm in an all boys school actually, and a lot of them do food tech.
Yeah.
Because it is such a fundamental skill. Like, not even just, the health factor, but also the community factor, and just, it builds family and all that, like how much food is involved as a part of culture too. But it is sad hearing that statistic that skill is being lost.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tough. But look, it's back to that balance, saying just having the time to actually do it.
Have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to. Look, there's no choice.
Yeah.
It's not something that I will do now. Then I'll be healthy. You pay the consequences.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the potential of how much better you could feel, it's worth it.
It's almost like with the sleep, how sleep's a superpower when you did your episode on sleep.
Yeah, we did a whole. We did a whole thing on sleep, but how does it affect your sleep if you're taking in high sugar? Is there an effect on it, or from?
Yeah, like some people can feel overstimulated. There are some under eating is a big problem for sleep. With some patients, especially female patients, we used to tell them have a snack right before you go to bed, and they end up sleeping better. Like protein, like have one egg before bed.
Yeah,
and they would sleep better throughout the night because their blood sugar would be more stable. So if you're having like hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia, and that's happening throughout your sleep, then you're not really getting a good restful night. So then you wake up really fatigued and not so great. But you know what the biggest problem is? People who are inflamed and they're carrying a little bit too much weight, it's mild sleep apnea. So it's not diagnosable yet. You don't have sleep apnea, but you have obstructions in sleep. So you're breathing through your mouth, you're not getting oxygenated properly, you wake up in the morning fatigued, then it happens every night. So you have sleep apnea, but it's not enough to need a CPAP machine. If you lost the weight, you wouldn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge one. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 2 men suffer from mild sleep apnea.
Wow. I have heard the statistics.
So you wake up in the morning groggy.
Yeah.
It's a silent epidemic. Like no one talks about it.
Because it happens at night. People don't see it.
People snore.
Yeah.
People wake up with a dry mouth because they're mouth breathing. They wake up tired, groggy. They can't explain why if they lost the weight.
It'd be a big
they'd
help.
sleep so much better.
Yeah. With I find it interesting what you just said about the egg before bedtime, because I've done it for a while. The 7 o'clock rule. You don't eat after 7 o'clock so your body can digest. But it's interesting. You can eat before bedtime.
That's ideal.
Yeah.
Because that's when you achieve like your heart rate is at the lowest.
Okay, so that is still good advice.
Yes, unless you have sleep apnea.
Okay, good. Then you should be
unless you're overweight. So then none of it matters. Like whether you eat at 7 or you eat at 10, if you're overweight, you've got sleep apnea, you need to lose the weight.
Yeah.
Like it's again, it's not about how you look. It's not about being, we embrace all body types. Or it's not about politics. It's genuinely about your health. Like it's you will run into problems and there's no way around it. Like it's just fact.
Yeah. And it's good you said the word health there too in relation to it, because it's funny, I did this first aid seminar for mental health, and just how body shapes are not always an indication of health, because we can have obviously people underweight and then obviously mental health behind that related to anorexia and bulimia.
Absolutely.
So your body looking a certain way doesn't necessarily mean it is healthy, and sometimes people who don't look overweight can be just as unhealthy, can't
Correct.
they?
Yeah. Under eating is a huge problem.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit of one of those silent ones. We don't hear about that enough as well.
Yeah. Under eating, especially you'll see it a lot in women and young women and female athletes. So they'll go through sometimes what's called hypothalamic amenorrhea. So their hypothalamus, when it doesn't have enough calories and too much stress, this happens to female athletes, they lose their period.
Yeah.
And
and that affects their ability to have children, then I'm guessing.
Well, you can't.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
And that also, it's a safety measure by the brain, by the way.
Yeah.
So we can't maintain a healthy pregnancy. We don't have enough nutrition. We're overworked. We're overstressed. So turn that off.
Wow.
Happens in eating disorders as well. Quite often they lose it. So the way to fix that is calories. Like I did a consultation with the head of the AIS for female athletes that specializes in PCOS and amenorrhea. And she was saying, like, I see so many women running in their tank tops. They're super fit, skinny, ripped abs. None of them have a period.
Wow.
That's scary.
There's just not enough body fat and not enough nutrition coming in. So it's stress. Like the brain is the master organ. So it's taking in all this stress and it's reallocating resources. Currency. We only have so much currency.
Yeah.
So he has to decide what am I going to do with this? Do I allocate it towards, like, why do nutritional needs go up when a woman is pregnant?
Because she's living for two. She's got to give the baby the energy. Yeah.
But she also needs it for her to repair.
Yeah.
So the more you demand of yourself, the more driven you are, the more important nutrition becomes.
Wow.
So one problem I have, and I don't know how to advise them, is it's just a specific thing for men. And I've had friend after friend ask, I don't understand. How do I lose my stomach? Like
Stop drinking would be the main one. Alcohol intake is like people.
How much is the alcohol when you actually you actually got a gut, as they say?
Look, men drink a lot. The average male, not the circles that we're in with athletes, it's very different. But the average male drinks a lot.
Well,
3-4 days out of the week, they'll have a couple of beers and they're like, I just have a couple. You're like, if I add that up over the span of a year, that's a lot of alcohol. And so it causes liver problems and bloating and gut distension. Like that's just.
But why is it just that part of the body? That
some people carry weight differently. Some people carry it I carry it in my legs and my ass. Some people carry it more in their belly. Like it depends on everyone's different. But again, it's not happening for no reason. It's not a mystery. The funny thing is everyone knows what they need. They ask you, they already know what the answer is. How do I lose my gut? Stop drinking beer.
Yeah.
Stop eating sugar.
So it's not those ab cruncher things you buy on
Go
those
for a
morning
walk.
shows.
No. The 10,000 steps every day. Eat better. Cut out the alcohol. Give it 3 to 6 months. The gut will go away. But nobody wants to hear that. Sometimes people will ask you questions that they already know the answer to. They're not asking you for the solution. They're looking for motivation.
Yeah.
They're looking for something else. You know the answer. How do I save money? Stop spending it.
Yeah.
It seems like a very simple response, but it's clearly not working.
They're looking for, with those type of patients, what I do is I meet them where they are. I go, okay, what can you do today? Don't worry about the end goal. At the end goal, we have you going to the gym 3 times a week, never drinking again, eating better, lifting weights. That's 2 years down the line. But today, we start with something.
Yeah.
So let's start with breakfast. And then let's go from beers 3 days a week to 1. And then let's go from 0 steps to 4,000 steps a day. You just slowly start to habit stack and build better habits for them. And when they see changes and improvements, they motivate themselves. They become more and more like, oh my God, look at this. I dropped the waist size. Great, let's keep going. And then you make it more and more, you add more complexity as time goes.
Yeah.
And you stack stuff. You can't do it all at once. And, one of the coaches in Canada that I trained with used to say, if you want to get fit, start with 5 push-ups a day. Not 10, 5.
Because it's
no more than 5. What happens is you go, I want to do more though.
Yeah.
I don't know, just do 5. Okay, next week let's do 10. And next week let's do 50. You build capacity.
And you don't overstrain the body, I guess, too.
No.
It's a smart way to start. Yeah.
Like, if people don't exercise at all, I just tell them go for a walk and then slowly go for a walk up a hill and then go for a walk up a hill with some weight on you and you just build. If you go to the gym from nothing to going to the gym 3 times a week, it's not going to, you don't have the work capacity to do it. You're not used to it. Your body's going to be sore. You're going to struggle. Just walk.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's, like I said, simple answers to it all. Back to just the thing that Rob said about the gut. What about the idea of the dad bod? I've heard there's actually like scientific reasons that the male body stores the weight in the gut because he's got to reserve that energy to help out the female. I don't know.
There's something about this. Someone sent it to me and they're like, there's some scientific, like the hormonal changes when a man's wife is pregnant and but I don't.
So there could be some validity to it.
Yeah, sure.
We'll find out.
Sure there is.
I've had 3 kids.
You'll be finding out soon.
Hey, his 3 kids, it's all crap.
Again, even more important, right? Because now your health isn't just about you.
Yeah. And I guess, look, my source on that is obviously social media. And that brings me to another
the next question.
Point. Social media, there is so much out there. And if we listen to everything, we'd eat nothing. Like, it's been good hearing you say all that stuff about protein, because then you hear the other side of it. Protein can have then all these other impacts on your liver and stuff like that too. Like, where do you go with social media?
It's really hard, hey, because there's so much good and there's also so much not good.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
My general rule is, if the language if it's performative, it's probably not great educational content. If a really good practitioner or a really good scientist the answer is always, it depends. Do I do this or this? It depends. It depends on the individual. There's research for both. You don't, like, if somebody's very binary in their language, protein's bad, be vegan. Vegetables are horrible, eat carnivore. None of those are the answers. So there's some really good content out there. Like, I really like Rhonda Patrick. Dr. Rhonda Patrick's a great researcher. Mark Hyman's really good. We're going to come out with the podcast soon. There's actually a really good YouTube channel called Low Carb Down Under. Yeah. And it's a bunch of doctors that do seminars about nutrition, and they're very good doctors in Australia. But they're like 30-minute lectures. It's like going to science class. That's the sources. So you become very confusing. Usually if it's very performative and binary, it's probably just for entertainment and views. It's not for education.
So that's what you got to pick up on.
You just got to be careful.
Yeah. Oh, look, that's excellent knowledge, because like our audience obviously is obviously people our age, but then also a lot of young people and students too. And I think they need to be aware of that too, because they're getting mixed inputs about what it is. They're also getting very sensitive about what their bodies are looking like, both male and female. All the men want to be big and muscly, and obviously female, and the way their body puts on weight too. So they are seeking advice, and obviously the fastest step to advice is usually through Instagram. Short form media, and usually, as you said, someone putting on a performance, showing off their body. And like you said, that image you just said about like that woman who could be training like an athlete, she's probably undernourished and not healthy herself. So they're seeing those images and being told that is health. And so it's great that you're able to reference sources, and also Australian sources that could be beneficial to them.
Really good. That one's a really good channel. But hey, to be fair, like, that used to be me on social media. I used to put up content to try and get attention, to then turn that attention into something more valuable. But it's, not everyone's out there with the wrong intentions. I'm sure many of them believe in what they're saying.
100%.
Might be the wrong thing, So as I matured anyway, I started to change my. It's like I'm gonna stop doing that, because maybe I don't know enough about that topic to have commentary. So it's just be careful.
But it's good you can have that reflection, because even with this podcast too, we always say it's our own ongoing learning journey. I'm learning so much today.
It's like Marko said, it's slow, it's steady. What can you do now to make a slight difference? I mean, habits are built. If you've built habits over 15, 20 years, you're not going to change them overnight. As easy as it is, for example, say, me and you are just locked into that world. Everyone around us seems to be, training, fit, healthy, etc. So that's why you need to come to Ultimate Gym. We'll get you fit. We'll get you healthy.
Environment's really important.
It is.
It is. It really
people
is.
you socialize with, people you hang out with, your environment can be the motivating factor, and we've seen that.
Take alcohol, for example. I don't drink, not because I don't like a glass of wine. I just never have the opportunity, very rarely, because I don't do those things. Like I'm not going to the pub. I go to jiu-jitsu, and then after jiu-jitsu we get chicken and rice. Or I go to the gym, or I'll go to. So my social circle tends to be, hey, you want to go for a walk? Do you want to grab a coffee? Do you want to have lunch? Do you want to? My environment isn't one of where I'm around. I don't have the opportunity to do that stuff. It's not that I wouldn't if I wasn't in the environment. I'm just not in the environment.
So it's almost like it's not even going to be a factor because it's not around you.
I don't even have to make that decision. So it's, the environment's really important. If the fastest way is to completely shift your environment. Get to a martial arts gym, go to a jiu-jitsu school, wherever, go to CrossFit, join a walking club.
Do a podcast on Friday night.
Go to a run club. I met this wonderful doctor from North Sydney years ago, and he said, we have a walk club.
Yeah.
We walk every night for an hour, just locals. 70 years old, fit.
And that's impressive.
Yeah. So that's impressive. Yeah. So it's find an environment that's the fastest way.
Yeah.
But even when I socialize, for example, as teachers, we go out, there's a Friday night where we go to drink. You know what? I do like my scotch, but I like it expensive.
Yeah.
So
it's not worth it.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
with friends, okay, give me the 15, 20-year-old single malt. You drink 2 of them.
Yeah.
And now 2 of them on a Friday night, I know it has an effect on my body. I know all week what I've been lifting, everything I've been training, I'll just get rid of it.
Yeah.
But I accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it won't be on every Friday night.
That's 100% it. It's like a special occasion.
It's,
Once every 6 months.
Yeah.
yeah, 3 times a year. Say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, we saw it with sleep and alcohol. I mean, and alcohol, especially, they've actually done the actual research on where they grabbed a whole bunch of test subjects and they taught them the grammar of a language none of them knew. Then they gave them 3 standard drinks if they were big, 2 standard drinks if they were small. So you wouldn't consider that's a lot of alcohol. The first test subjects, they didn't give them any alcohol. 7 days later, they were able to retain 95% of the information they learned. Now, those that they gave the alcohol to that night only retained 60% of the information 7 days later. Now, what was scary, 5 days after they learned that information, they had another test subject group where they actually gave them the same. If they were large men, 3 standard drinks, smaller framed men or women, 2 standard drinks. 2 days later, they were only able to retain 60% of the information as if they had drank it before. So now, you're a student at university, you've had a hard week, you've been studying, you go out with your friends to the pub, it's okay, I'll just take 2-3 drinks and you can probably drive home.
Yeah.
Monday you have an exam, you're in trouble. And your brain won't even realize that.
Yeah.
And this is where alcohol becomes, you got to be very, very, very careful. Very careful with your alcohol intake. Now, from a performance perspective, we can feel it straight away. You can almost, go drink 2-3 drinks, come on the mats and have a look. You can lie to yourself, I'm a tough guy, Viking. I drink my alcohol and then, I'll come to war and fight. Mate, you're not running up the hill.
No.
Yeah.
3
minutes into the round.
Yeah, 3 minutes into the round, you're done. So especially with young people where you can have that, Friday night drinks, your brain doesn't know that it's being affected.
Yeah.
And I think alcohol can be a very, very serious problem, especially from a teaching perspective. Well, social now, like you mentioned, putting on the stomach, the gut, chuck in a high carb diet before that. Mate, you got yourself a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. And it's such a big part of many cultures, isn't it? Like that is what you do socially. Like it's good you mentioned there are other social things you can do that are better for your habits. But if you look at, traditional Australian culture and even back to our European cultures, alcohol is a big part of that.
Yeah.
For us, I said we're ethnically similar culture.
Yeah.
Now, we drink it at 40% beginning.
The rakia, mate.
Yeah. There's a shot
Yeah.
and then there's salad after.
Yeah.
Now, okay, at dinner, 1 shot, maybe once, twice a week, okay. But if you're hammering down 4 or 5 shots every single time, you actually see the effects on people that do that.
Mate, my cousin came for my wedding and he from overseas, he had never been to Australia before, in different environment, this is a power of environment. Came from overseas, maybe 120 kilos, my height.
Yeah.
To big. The wedding photos, he's bloated, big bloke.
Wow.
He was here for 6 months. And I was like, Victor, we're going to go for coffee. And in his mind, coffee is we sit down, we have coffee, he has a cigarette. We took him to Bondi to Coogee. Sounds like we get a coffee and we go walk.
Yeah.
And so we're walking. It's like, far out, man. You guys are walking all the time. And by the end of the 6 months, by the time we went back overseas, he was 30 kilos lighter.
Yeah. Wow. No one would have recognized him when he went back.
No one was drinking, so he didn't. He ate what we ate.
Yeah.
He went for walks with us.
Yeah.
The environment was different. So he didn't do anything spectacular. He didn't plan it. He didn't think about it. He didn't go to a gym, but he was 30 kilos lighter.
Yeah, remember he said it changed his life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That would have been a life-changing
Just
experience.
environment. So if you're ever stuck and you don't know what to do, just change your environment. do you want to be healthier? Go to be with people who are healthier.
How did he hold up? So once he got back,
Kept it off.
Good on him. That's a great story.
Because it's a massive, if you put it back on, then it's actually not that easy to put that much weight on.
Yeah.
It takes like years of,
Yeah.
to get from 80, let's just say, to 120 kilos, a lot of food and bad decisions and alcohol and
But even he said, speaking to him, he went, he's never felt better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, just looking at him and just having a chat, I don't think he wanted to go back to how he was.
Yeah.
Because he saw that this is humanly possible.
Yeah. Actually feel human again. Someone turned the lights on.
Yeah, exactly. I can move more comfortably.
I can breathe. I'm sleeping better. I have energy.
Yeah.
It's a massive difference. So if you're ever stuck, just get to a gym, get to a community, and you don't even have to think about it. You just do what they do, and it's through osmosis.
Yeah. If you're surrounded by the nature versus nurture kind of thing, if you're around it in the environment, oh, look, that's great. Oh, well, look, just as we get approaching the end, okay, obviously you mentioned that you're running a podcast in a few weeks too, but tell us about some of the projects and initiatives that you're working on. Like what's happening in your world?
So we've been running a clinic since 2019, a digital health clinic called Humanly Wellness, HUMANLI wellness.com. So we do quite a lot of functional testing. So things like DNA, microbiome, hormones. We treat autoimmune conditions, menopause, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And we treat them through nutrition, supplementation, and integrative therapies. We really do our best to not prescribe any type of drug medication.
Wow.
Some people need it, and most people that come to us are already on something. So we learn to manage it. So that's what we do currently. We're working on another project, bringing probably the world's most comprehensive tests to an at-home test kit with over 1,900 biomarkers, plus DNA, and plus your aging. So it shows you your rate of aging, how fast are you aging for your, are you aging slower than you should or accelerated? And then organ specific. Wow. Is your liver aging faster than your heart? Where is your stress going? And then the idea is you do the test, you get your baseline, we take you through a treatment program, and you retest, and you go from, a biological age of 52 to 38.
Wow.
And your health score should improve. So we're looking to do that somewhere around July, August. Don't hold me to it because there's a lot of stuff to build. But so that's us. Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. It's so much science.
Well, the hypothesis is if we show you the information, if we give you the data, you'll want to change it. If you can see what happens, if you can see the impact of your 10-minute walk and your supplements daily, if you can see it changing in real time, you'll be more motivated to do it.
And you're talking in a currency of years. Like you said, you can lower your age. Or
the idea is lifespan and health span. So we can prolong your life, which modern medicine has done quite well. Yeah. Because you don't die as soon from as many things because of antibiotics and surgeries and whatever. But your quality of life might not be so great. So the idea is we'll give you more tomorrows, but we'll also make them really good tomorrows.
Yeah.
So we need your math actually.
It's late at night.
We're working with a data person, expert, and we're trying to figure out the math of when we get all this data, how do we map it to go, okay, this is the amount of years we can actually, this is the opportunity
we could
for you. Yeah. Really, really cool.
Yeah, you just get the mean, get the standard deviation, and you can map all that.
We've got access to New Zealand supercomputers, so we'll give them to you.
Very simple.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
it's simple stats that you can actually spread it through.
Is AI involved?
Very much so.
Oh yeah.
AI is without going too far into it, there was a paper we read a couple of months ago. They took 3 cohorts, AI only, doctors with AI, doctors only, and doctors with AI did better than doctors by a huge margin of diagnosis, made less mistakes, especially as the day went on.
Yeah.
So later in the day, humans made more errors, and then AI just blew everyone out of the water.
On its own?
On its own.
Wow.
But we're not, from a compliance perspective, we can't do just AI.
Of course.
To diagnose and to treat, we need human intervention, AI supported.
Yeah.
So diagnoses, it picks up, it gives the clinician all the data, and the clinician can then deliver it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be game changing.
Well, that's always going to be the advantage because of the technology. It can read and interpret the data where, the human can't interpret the data, even in the collection.
We have 1,900 markers. A human to interpret that is...
Yeah, it's impossible.
It's impossible. But if you've got an AI doing it and then the human can deliver it, then it changes everything.
Isn't it just great hearing how that could be a support of our health moving forward too? Like where we're going, eh?
Yeah. And now there's a market. To be fair, 40 years ago, probably wasn't a market for that.
Yeah.
People didn't care as much. We're a lot more health conscious now.
Yeah.
A lot more health conscious because we have so many health problems. It's at the forefront. Everyone's there's nothing. Every time I talk to people about what we do, everyone wants it.
Yeah.
Like, where do I get it? It is important to people. They just don't know how to manage it. People are kind of lost. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, it looks like you're putting a lot of really good information out there. Like even just what I've learned today, this is fantastic, Marko. Man, I feel like you've just given me a free session. You guys should appreciate what we heard today, okay? But no, this was brilliant, Marko. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you, guys. It's been awesome.
Okay.
Got to get you in the gym.
Yeah.
Well, before the podcast, 6:20 to 7,
I'm
we've
going
got a
to
jiu-jitsu session.
walk now, okay? I've learned heaps, okay? But look,
that's why I come in all fresh and had a shower before.
well, look, thank you very much, everyone, for coming on tonight, okay? I hope you all learned something. I'm Chris Kalodikis.
I'm Robin Amoski.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Marko.
guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Awesome.
You're fantastic, man.
How'd we go?
Yeah, brilliant.